call in from the national park again. Once again, guys, we're here in the national park, and as you can see, the passport is on the roadway.
Do you want to bring it back to him?
No, I couldn't do that. He'll have to come pick it up. I'm about to pull into the lot for the illegal parker from the park. Should be interesting.
It said it was parked on the road?
Yeah, it was parked in the lane of the road.
Like it when I left it.
You didn't leave it in the road?
I didn't think so.
Guys, we're here in the national park, and as you can see, the passport is on the roadway. See if I can get a quick walk around. It says tow. Is on the road. What a view, guys. Stop to check some things here, make sure everything is good on straps. But I wanted to, I know a lot of folks will get upset about the drag. It's kind of a cringy word, drag. But you know, our parking lots that are paved and flat and level, we can auto load and dolly those. For these that we've been getting from the national park that are off the side of the road, dollies are tough to get on a vehicle that is on unlevel ground. So usually what we had to do anyway on those is hook it with the auto loader and drag it up to a level surface before we could even put dollies on it. So if you're going to go through all of that in the national park, you may as well put it on a flatbed. And I prefer the word slide. But this one slid up on there. Yeah, pull. We pulled it a little bit, we slid it a little bit. But it just doesn't work with dollies, guys. On, you know, when you've got a car parking on an edge that looks like this and it's off to the side like that, dollies are very difficult to get on, if you can get them on there at all. And that's what we run into there. So like I said, usually we take the auto loader and we pick those and we slide the car up to a level surface where we can deploy dollies and get those on. But we found that it just works better to slide it up on the bed and go about it that way. So that's what we did there. Park in the road and you're going to get towed. Is that what you said? All right. So yeah, guys, to sum that up, phone call in from the national park again. We're out here in these beautiful mountains, guys. It's beautiful today. Spring breaks are in full swing. That's why we're out trying to help out with some of the parking, the creative parking decisions. With that being said, we got that one scooped up there. They were in the roadway. So if you're coming to the park to enjoy, and it is beautiful, and I hope you get to enjoy, you can't leave your vehicle half in a lane. It's just these lanes are not big enough for most of normal traffic, let alone if you've got someone taking up half of it. So that's the reason for the tow. It seems to be it's going to be a busy spring break on these situations. But again, on those national park calls are quite a bit different than our city calls. So if you see our city calls or parking lot calls, it's flat, it's paved, we deploy dollies, we pick it up, we get it taken care of. It's a little more of an extreme situation out here in the park. You've got vehicles that are kind of hanging off the half on, half off the road, and often they're big ditches and ravines that you choose to park in. And the auto loader is tough enough to do on an angle because I have to match that angle with my truck in order to not scuff up a bumper cover. So like I said, it's totally different between in town everything just works and it's level and it's smooth. Out here I have to back up in that same ditch to match the angle to get that pick under there, and then after I get it loaded up under, then I have to slide it out to a level spot so that I can get dollies on. You know, with this we just pick and choose our equipment, and this is the equipment for a more off-road parking situation. We're able to, if we need to, we've got some slides and things like that we can put up under tires, but most of the time you can just get it up onto the bed, and it's a safer way for us to load and a faster way to get the road cleared off. So that's what we've got there. Stick around, stay tuned. I'm guessing these people are probably going to be just as mad as the rest of our YouTube encounters. Not going to want to miss out on that, so we're off to the shop. See you in a bit.
Do you want to bring it back to him?
No, I couldn't do that. He'll have to come pick it up.
Okay. Where's your address? I have to go get it.
221 Newman Road in Gatlinburg.
221 Newman Road. Now I have him on the phone. Do you want to talk to him directly?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
What I'll do, I can conference you in with him. Hold on just a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. I have the record service on the phone.
Yes, sir. This is
Everything
Jeff.
Auto. Go ahead.
This is Jeff. Everything Auto. How can I help?
Yeah, 2020 Honda Passport Maroon picked up in the park.
Yes. Do you have my address?
No, I don't.
Yes, it's 221 Newman Road in Gatlinburg.
221
Newman, N-E-W-M-A-N,
Okay, and what's
Newman.
M-A-N?
N-E-W-M-A-N, Newman Road and Gatlinburg.
Okay, Newman Road, Gatlinburg. Okay. Where is that about? Just curious. If you're coming from the Townsend area.
We're just about 2 minutes out of downtown Gatlinburg. Just up off of East Parkway.
On the East Parkway?
Yes.
So what's the easiest way to get there?
Probably just come straight
You know,
through.
like coming from the park side.
Yeah, you'll want to go straight through to Gatlinburg. Go downtown Gatlinburg and straight through. We're just a couple of minutes out of downtown there.
Okay, and you're on 221 Newman Road in Gatlinburg.
That's correct.
Okay, and what's the fee?
It has to be cash to the registered owner.
And it has to be cash?
Yes, yeah. Policy on the
Dollars? Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Everything auto.
Yeah, I'm here to pick up a car.
I can get a truck coming over your way. I'm probably going to be about an hour for our next pickup appointment.
An hour? I mean, we called a while ago and said I had to come pick up the car and pay for it.
Yeah, I didn't know when you were coming. I've got a truck out on a call. That's the best I can do would be.
Right.
Alrighty.
So, okay, so we will be here waiting for you at 3:15.
Okay, sounds good.
You have arrived.
Okay, guys. About to pull into the lot for the illegal parker from the park. Should be interesting. Hello. You're the registered owner of the?
I am.
Okay, if you've got keys and license, I'll bring the vehicle out here to you. All right, give me just a second. We'll get that. Okay, and your ID matches the registration?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay, and then the registration is in the vehicle, I guess?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless
Just
you took it out.
No, I didn't. Get you this receipt. Yeah, if I could just peek at your registration to make sure your name is on that registration. Hey, Jerry.
Hey.
Okay, thank you, sir.
It said it was parked on the road.
Yeah, it was parked in the lane of the road.
I didn't think it when I left it.
You didn't leave it in the road?
I didn't think so.
Well, it was. Two tires were in the lane. That's the only reason they tow for those areas. If it's obstructing traffic, then they'll call for removal. And your driver's side two tires were in the middle of the lane. Unless somebody got in it and moved it before you parked it. After you parked it.
They were actually in gravel. But hey, what can I do?
Okay. No, I mean they were on the road.
The car behind you was off the road and the car in front of you was off the road, but yours was about, the line was about like right here and your tires were over the line. It's not our decision. The rangers call us and they tell us what to tow because it's in the road. So they called us, they told us to tow it, so we did.
Yeah.
Well, these were in the gravel.
No,
So
they were
like-
on the road. I've got it on video. They were
We
on the
video
road.
everything before we take it, so I
Yes,
promise it was
they
in the
were on
road.
Look at the video, you'll see the driver's side.
I personally
They were on
picked
the
it up,
road.
so they were in the road.
Yeah. We were
I was the one that towed it, so they were in the road.
They were in the road.
And I videoed before I took it.
Maybe the other ones, but not
The
these.
other ones, the other tires were in the gravel. These were in the road. But the car behind you was like, their tires were over here. The car behind you was like that, and so was the car in front of you. But yours was over into the road.
I was given strict orders to get yours first because yours was blocking the lane.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, if the ranger called it in, he called it in.
Yeah.
But they weren't in the...
they were. I assure you they were.
because I was actually aimed the other way.
You were pointed uphill. No, how was he
It
pointed?
was pointed downhill, but yeah.
Pointed downhill. Oh yeah, those tires were in the road.
But it was in the road.
Your tires were in the road. Yeah.
Right.
Okay guys, the gentleman came to pick up his little passport there, and are they gonna pull out? No. Okay, I'm gonna safely make this intersection.
This intersection, someone always pulls out front of you.
YouTube family! Somebody's half hanging out in the car over there. The gentleman got us, he did. He was trying to prove his point that he was not parked in the middle of the road. His tires were not in the lane. We were trying to tell him that they were, and he kept saying no, we've got video footage. Well, he kind of got us on that one, guys, because, you know, I'd spoken up and said those 2 tires right there were in the lane and the other 2 were in the gravel, where I was mistaken. The car was turned around the other way. It was parked downhill, and I was thinking that it was the other way. But in theory, he wasn't wrong. He wasn't lying to me. Those 2 tires that I were pointing to, those were in gravel. Yes, they were. And the passenger side tires were out in the road, in the lane. So nevertheless, the vehicle was in the lane. If you want to get down to the nitty gritty, and it's my mistake that the car was turned around the other way. And but I guess for him to prove his point and argue with us, he won the argument.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, yes, the ranger said remove it. Vehicle's a hazard blocking the roadway, and that's exactly what we did. Anyway,
Also, I want to you're not supposed to park on the left side of the road. So, I mean, technically he was not parked correctly anyway, even if he
was in the gravel. Even
if he was completely off the road, because, you know, you're supposed to park in the direction of the traffic on the lane. So technically, but they wouldn't have towed him for that.
They wouldn't have towed him for that, no, because there was plenty of others that they stickered, and they told us specifically to get that one, because although the other ones weren't supposed to be there, they weren't a hazard and they weren't blocking the lane. So take it for what it is, and we're here doing our job and doing as we're told to. So if you're going to the park, guys, by all means, enjoy the beautiful park. It is absolutely amazing. Like I said, spring break is an awesome thing to come and take advantage of our mountains and our trails. But just know that if you're going to test the park ranger's patience, you're going to do so and lose the battle in parking in the lane. It's a hazard. You can't block the roadway. So they're just trying to keep you safe, guys. They're not trying to be any sort of way.
No.
You're forcing them to do their job. They're trying to keep everybody safe and keep the park running smoothly, and they do a fantastic job at what they do.
Absolutely.
So, but like I said, we've got a few closures, a few trails that are getting redone, and things like that. So just be mindful, guys, that that's going to overcrowd the other trails that are open, and promote more of this stuff. And if there's no place to park, you're going to have to move on and wait your turn for a place. You just can't make your own parking spot because it's crowded and there's no place to park.
The national park made a Facebook post the other day. It basically said the same thing. Said, listen, if there's nowhere to park, then move on. There's almost 900 miles of trail in the national park. 900 miles. And if the trail that you're planning to go on is full, then pick a different one.
Pick a different trail. Yeah, it's not tough, and that guy was, he was pretty upset with me. He had hung up on me a couple times, and
mad that we weren't there. I did.
We'd waited an hour and a half for him because he'd hung up, didn't tell us when he was coming, and we just can't sit around and wait. We've got a job to do too, and we're just a small business, and we're trying to help and do our job to the best of our abilities here, and could have all been avoided if you'd just parked responsibly. But yes, on a brighter note, it is a beautiful day.
Gorgeous.
Get out, get some sunshine, guys are in town or planning a trip in town, we've got a ton of exciting new things going on. Exciting new rides, lots of new restaurants. So,
and swing by the visitor center and get a trail map for some of those less busy trails. Check out the less busy trails.
it's absolutely right. If there's any question on anything, we've got multiple visitor centers, and all of those are packed full of information as far as trail closures and what trails, where to park, and how to get those permits. You can get those at the visitor center. You can get them digitally online.
Those are parking permits or camping permits.
Camping backcountry permits and things like that. So you got to abide by the rules, guys. And these rules are in place for your safety. It's not because they're trying to get at you in some way. It's just like these backcountry permits. You've got to get one, because if something happens to you while you're out on the trail, all they have to do is refer back to that backcountry permit. They're going to know when you were there, how long you were supposed to be there, what your name is, what your phone emergency contact information,
what your hiking route was going to be.
And it really does help. So don't think that you can just come in and that they just want my money or something like that. It's bigger than that, guys. They're just trying to keep you safe. The same as these parking spots that they're calling us to tow you from. They're just trying to keep people safe, because if you go flying by and you're already in the lane and just so happen you open your door and this is a highway, somebody could get ran over, injured, even worse. So these rules are in place for your safety and to ensure that you have a great time while you're here, and you can go home and come back and visit at a later date. So
okay, wrap it up. You got 20 seconds of memory card.
20 seconds of memory card. Comment down below. Love hearing from you guys. YouTube family, you're the best. See you on the next one.